Accountant General of the Federation announces increase in revenue collection for the month of June. Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare builds capacity of program officers in Nasarawa State. Also in the lineup is Enugu Air, a socially inclusive project. These and more on Panorama today. I am Chika Okoye. Welcome. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has announced an increase in revenue collection for the month of June. This is as a total of 1.818 trillion naira has been disbursed among the federal government, state governments, and local government councils from the Federation accounts. A breakdown of the gross statutory revenue shows significant increase with 3.485 trillion naira received in June 2025, a rise of 1.390 trillion naira compared to the 2.094 trillion naira recorded in May 2025. However, gross revenue from value-added tax saw a decrease, falling by 64.655 billion naira from 742.820 billion naira in May to 678.165 billion naira in June. The community further indicates significant increase in companies' income tax, CIT, petroleum profit tax, PPT, and electronic money transfer levy, EMTL. However, there were considerable decrease in revenue from oil and gas royalty value-added tax, VAT, import duty, excise duty, and CET levies. The Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, in collaboration with Nasarawa State Government, is building capacity for strategic program officers across 10 agencies in Nasarawa State to boost productivity in the section in the year 2026. Victoria Kaswa Ujutu reports that the workshop is part of the drive to support the development of the 2026 Annual Operational Plan AOP under the Healthcare Sector Renewal Investment Program.
Thus, with advanced knowledge and hand-on skills to drive the 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 knowledge and hand-on dates. The Commissioner for Health, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry 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 represented by the Permanent Secretary.
The leaders to be able to drive all the initiatives and reforms that we have in the health sector.
In her presentations, the sector-wide approach tax officer Ada Joshua says the Nigerian Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative's goal is to save lives, reduce both physical and financial pain, and produce health for all Nigerians.
Currently, we are implementing the 2025 AOP. So hopefully we are preparing them to develop the 2026 Annual Operational Plan.
Speaking on behalf of the participants, Omame Moses Osiki, a monitoring and evaluation officer from Kiana local government area, says if the 2026 planning is carried out diligently, it will go a long way in improving the health sector in the state. In Lafia, Victoria Kaswa Ujito, NT News.
U.S. Minister of State Foreign Affairs Bianca Ojukwu has called on Nigerians abroad to help reduce countries' reliance on medical tourism by investing in domestic healthcare infrastructure. The minister made the appeal during the 16th annual NDC USA convention held in Massachusetts, United States, where she also officially launched the construction of Medical City, a state-of-the-art healthcare facility to be built in Uvuru, NDC, Imo State. The minister described diaspora-led projects like Medieval as critical to transforming Nigeria's healthcare sector, noting that such initiatives align with President Bola Tinubu's foreign policy thrust of renewed hope agenda entrenched on democracy, diaspora, demography, and development for the earth. Bianca Ojukwu added that such legacy projects has the potential to place NDC and Nigeria on a global healthcare map. All right, it appears to have a little technical hitch. Now, Nigeria has joined the global race by developed and emerging economies to diversify their energy portfolios with low carbon sources, particularly hydrogen. Given the global trend, in time like this, to right Nigeria from established robust Nigerian national hydrogen policy, Mina Daniel was at a handover workshop of the Nigeria 4H2 project research results held at the State House Conference House, Abuja.
Nigeria for Hydrogen project, titled A Critical Analysis of the Potentials, Infrastructure, and Enabling Framework Conditions for Green Hydrogen in Fertilizer Production in Nigeria, is an attempt for integration into the national energy mix. At the workshop for official handover of the research results, stakeholders identify need to expedite actions towards achieving green energy interventions through hydrogen production.
We will provide a coordinated support to the development of green hydrogen in Nigeria.
The Nigerian for Hydrogen project, initiated by West African Civic Center on Climate Change and Adopted Land Use, WASCAL, in collaboration with Nigerian academic institutions, was designed to access the technical infrastructure, regulatory and investment landscape necessary to harness Nigeria's green hydrogen potential for the manufacture of fertilizers based on green ammonia in Nigeria.
Hydrogen is a welcome development. If taken seriously, we will be able to get electricity through hydrogen much more than the electricity we are getting from conventional and renewable energy systems at the moment.
The project identified immense renewable energy potential, including solar, hydropower, wind, and vast water reserves and green hydrogen potentials across the region.
Green hydrogen can play two roles. Number one, on the energy sector, to power transportation, to produce electricity, and then on the agricultural side, for the production of fertilizer.
High point of the event was the handing over of the report to Nigeria, tailored towards Nigeria's local needs, interests, and aspirations. The objective of the four-chapter document promotes green and blue hydrogen to support Nigeria's net zero commitment by 2060, amongst others. In Abuja, Mina Daniels, NTA News.
Eastward, transportation remains a key driver of progress. And unless presents a report where Enugu people actually talked on how the newly commissioned Enugu Air will impact the common man in the streets.
More than just shrinking distance and cutting travel time, connecting regions and increasing the internally generated revenue, residents said Enugu Air is a socially inclusive initiative. Apart from launching a healthy competition among local and foreign investors, job opportunities, and diversifying the economy, Dr. Ifeyinwa Najeze, an air traveler, said Enugu Air is setting the pace in the aviation industry.
As somebody that travels often, entering Enugu Air, as a matter of fact, I slept off. I didn't even know when we arrived. The services were top-notch, and I commend the governor for that.
It's really misconstrued that the airline industry is just basically for the rich. It creates job opportunities. People have to work there, all right? And they have to employ new staff. Apart from the fact that it drives economic development, because it's an international airport, people now fly in directly.
With this innovation of our great governor, that there is hope for a common man in Enugu State.
The Legacy Project, driven by a public-private partnership, is positioning Enugu as a tourism hotspot in line with Governor Peter Mbah's $30 billion investment vision.
Has put Enugu in the map of the world. The governor had intention, or rather he has intention of attracting 3 million visitors annually to Enugu State.
The big question remains, can successive administrations ensure sustainability?
This is somebody that believes in continuity. The Enugu Air is going to put a management structure in place that will ensure sustainability. If we have strong institutions, it doesn't matter who is in charge. The system runs itself.
If well managed, Enugu Air may be that lifeline in motion that could transform and reposition the entire Southeast region and Nigeria by extension.
Joining us on the program to shed light on the benefits of the newly commissioned Enugu Air is Mr. Frank Anyoma, this special advisor to the state governor on political matters. Glad to have you, Mr. Anyoma.
It is my pleasure to be in your studio this afternoon. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Now straight to the point. What makes Enugu Air a game changer in the aviation industry?
Yes, what makes Enugu Air the game changer in the aviation industry is Enugu Air is part of the wide vision of His Excellency Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisimba in repositioning Enugu as the economic and business hub of the Southeast. You may wish to know or recall that Enugu has been the administrative city for the eastern region of this country. And even before 1951, Enugu has played major roles in the formation of Nigeria. So the game changer is for His Excellency's vision to make movement easy for people living and who has one program or the other to Enugu. So the game changer is that it's going to make traveling a lot much easier than what it used to be. Now you can be sure that you have a flight that is taking off from Enugu on a daily basis and connecting you to other parts of the country. And hopefully in the near future, it could even take you beyond the shores of Nigeria.
Apart from the condition for, during traveling, for people to travel, tell me how it can actually improve the life of indigenes of this state who cannot afford the air travel tickets.
Okay, Enugu Air.
From the Atlantic across the savannah to the Sahara, we rise, a land of the free, we know they tire. We dream great, our spirit is undying.
Resilient, rooted like palm tree, we sway in colors, with Tandakitiba, we make solutions, we ignite passion, yeah. Ethnicity is unique, we have more than destination.
We are Nigeria, strengthening unity, we know they carry life. We are Nigeria, together live the dream of a land with great destiny. We are Nigeria.
I am The Real Nigerian. Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
It's Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, and my name is Justin Bemunyi. Now, the Police Community Relations Committee, PCRC, has called on Nigerians to disregard calls for a strike by personnel of the Nigeria Police Force, assuring the public of the force's continued commitment to maintaining peace and security across the country. Francis Form reports that in a show of support, PCRC leadership from all 36 states of the Federation converged on Abuja to pass a vote of confidence on the current leadership of the Nigeria Police Force. The committee described the purported strike threat as misleading and unpatriotic.
Is to give Nigeria Police a facelift, of which we have feedback across the 36 states of Nigeria and FCT. All the Nigeria Police undercarriage are winning war against crime and criminality. We call on federal government to do more for the Nigeria Police in terms of their welfare. We talk about the police pensioners to look at their welfare as well.
The PCRC reaffirmed its support for ongoing reforms within the force under the Renewed Hope agenda and urged officers to remain professional, assuring that issues of welfare and operational challenges are being addressed through appropriate channels. Now, global peace is currently being threatened by wars and conflicts, and many youths, especially in Africa, are recruited to take part in such disturbing situations. In this report, Defense correspondent Ismail Musa highlights the implications associated with taking part in such crises and efforts by the Nigerian government to discourage the citizens.
The promises might be attractive, but might be a journey of no return, and propaganda is a channel through which such promises are conveyed. This summarizes how foreign armed groups lure and recruit desperate youths with the sole purpose of destroying their lives and property. Lately, some Nigerians are also being recruited by these foreign non-state armed groups, particularly through online platforms. Under the Nigerian law, affiliating with foreign armed groups, especially those designated as terrorist organizations, is a criminal offense.
Joining such groups can lead to prosecution for terrorism-related offenses and punishable by lengthy prison sentences. The Act criminalizes membership in terrorist organizations. Individuals found guilty of membership can face up to at least 20 years and up to a maximum of life imprisonment.
Security analysts warn that such individuals may pose long-term threats, fueling new circles of extremism and insecurity within Nigerian communities.
It has a great implication on national security, especially food security. We believe in educating and conducting enlightenment campaigns, informing the population of the risk of joining armed groups.
The reintegration of such radicals with deep-seated ideological orientation is quite challenging, and in extreme cases, they face rejection. Authorities say the message is simple: don't fall for lies. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri has expressed displeasure over the yearly review of the Constitution amendment without actualization and encouraged the committee to ensure that the Constitution review is effective this time around. The governor stated this when he received a South Constitution Review Committee in Government House, Yenegua. Timipre Ohia completes the report.
The National Assembly has continued to explore acceptable approach to actualize the review of the Constitution. So far, the House of Representatives Constitution Review Committee are moving around the country to receive input from Nigerians. Now, the Center A Committee for the South-South region is in Bayelsa State for the zonal public hearing on the Constitution Review. The committee outlined key issues under review, including state and local government creation, gender inclusion, devolution of powers, and resource control.
with our approach, which is to hold consultations, work with state houses of assembly, work with the governors forum, work with traditional institutions and stakeholders, including civil society organizations. We will have a more robust, a more holistic perspective on where we have complaints about the Constitution.
Governor Doyediri, while receiving the lawmakers, welcomed their consultative approach. He emphasized the importance of producing a constitution that reflects the reality and challenges of the nation. The governor expressed concern over the recurring cycle of constitutional review in every legislative term, often without conclusive outcomes. Governor Diri, however, expressed confidence that the present administration has the political will to implement the recommendations that will come from the current process.
Have a document that we can all be proud of. A document that will speak to our challenges. A document that will be there, that even the judiciary will protect.
The committee used the meeting to formally present a copy of the Constitution Review Bill to the governor. In Yenogwa, Siminopri, Ohia, NTA News.
As part of the ongoing constitutional amendment process, the National Assembly is holding simultaneous zonal public hearings in designated centers nationwide to gather the inputs of citizens on critical national issues. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ekben is at the zonal public hearing holding at the International Conference Center in Enugu to give us an update. And over to you, Mitari.
All right, many thanks for joining me, studio. This is the Constitution Review public hearing for the Southeast Zone A, comprising of Enugu, Ebonyi, and Anambra states. We have many Nigerians from various walks of life here in the Southeast who have come here to make their inputs and their proposals into the Constitution review process. We have various bills and proposals that cut across electoral reforms, judicial reforms, local government autonomy, state creation, the quest, the clamor for state police, and even gender equity and inclusion. These are the various issues for which Nigerians will be submitting their memoranda to the Constitution Review Committee here in Enugu. At this point in time, I have joining me on set Chinedu Oga. Representative Oga, can you tell us some of the predominant issues that will be discussed here at the Southeast Zone A public hearing?
Yes, my name is Right Honorable Comrade Chinedu Oga Owen. I'm the Deputy Chairman of this public hearing made up of Anambra, Enugu, and Ebonyi states. We are here to hear from the masses on the amendment of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended 1999 Constitution, and we are here to hear from the masses. Most of the burning issue is the creation of the additional local government in Southeast, addition of the states in the Southeast, addition of other amenities like creation of the state police, and equally more other things that they needed, and equally the things that the women are clamoring for. And being here today, you have seen all the security agents, the masses, the traditional ruler, the youth, and all ramifications are here to air their view. We are only here to collect their views, and after then we do the compendium and present to the House. So that is why we are here, and you can see that the people are eager to speak their mind and to speak to us the need why we are here to receive them.
I would like to still ask you one more question. Why does it appear or seem that a lot of the issues across the zones have to do with state creation?
Yes, definitely, because so many states, Southeast are really marginalized, because out of the states of political zone, we are only the zone that have only 5 states. Southeast need additional, almost about 4 or 3 additional states to equate with others. And when you come down to, we're able to have leaders the governors of the Southeast have come together uniformly to make sure that they project a state that will be created in Southeast. And that is why we see us happy. The governor of Ebonyi is happy. The governor of Enugu is happy. The governor of Anambra is happy. The governor of Imo is happy. The governor of Abia is happy. You see all of them working in unison with the National Assembly members. And we are happy to do the needful because that is what the people called. And the state creation and the local government creation, when you watch out other states like Kano, Lagos, you find out they have so many local governments. But when you come to the Southeast, we are really marginalized. And that is why you see people coming up that most of those things should be reconsidered to create additional state, additional local government to the people of Southeast.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable. And that is the situation. Thank you very much, sir. That is the situation as it is. It's going to be a long day, and the Constitution Review Committee will be taking quite a number of memoranda from Nigerians who will be speaking to the various bills and proposals towards the Constitution Review process. The essence is to ensure that the voices of Nigerians are heard and that their inputs are gathered in the Constitution amendment process. It's back to you in the studio.
So much material there from Enugu. Now for stories trending in the sporting world, let's join Oche Ngbede on Sports Update.
Let's begin by telling you that the Super Falcons of Nigeria delivered a 5-star performance on Friday evening in Casablanca, crushing Zambia 5-0 to see their place in the semi-finals of the 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON. The win, some football fans have described as a devastating show of strength and experience, a warning shot to the rest of the continent and a harsh lesson for a Zambian side that had looked promising until they ran into Nigeria.
They gave in all, the energy was superb, and they came out to win, and they actually did.
I expect that they will maintain that momentum, ensure that they use the wings. The girls are in the right mood, the right spirit.
Meanwhile, 4 matches will be decided Saturday in the match day 6 of the All-Stars Abuja Veteran Tournament, playing at the main bowl of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. In the first game, Capital Sporty drew Games Village 1-1 to improve their chances of qualifying from the both sides. In other games, Capital City FC will slug it out with Very Good FC as Mark Steve All-Stars takes on Z Michaels. To basketball, Team Nigerian produced a solid performance to defeat Argentina 68-58 in a 9-16 classification game at the FIBA Under-19 Women's Basketball World Cup. The Junior D Tigers controlled the game from the start, outscoring Argentina in the first 3 quarters and holding firm in the final period to seal a 10-point win. And finally, in a bid to select young talents that will represent Nigeria in both national and international competition, the West African Deaf Sport, WATSU, is set to organize the West African Deaf Football Championship as well as the African Deaf Athletics Championship, scheduled to hold from August 18 to 31st in Abuja.
We are given the opportunity to host the 13th West African Deaf Football Championship, and in cooperation with the 3rd West African Deaf Athletics. The event is being organized to first enable us to select number of athletes, players, and country team qualified to compete at the global stage.
The competition, which is the 13th edition, is looking to harness young talent from the event in Abuja. Oche Ngbede, NTA News.
And this is where Panorama ends. Thank you so much for being a part of it. My name is Justin Bemu. You do have a good afternoon.